Wow. So joining me now is Senate Judiciary Committee member Senator Marsha Blackburn from Tennessee. Now, you asked some very hard-hitting questions of the Attorney General. Did you hear what you needed to hear?
No, I did not. You know, I asked him about the China initiative. He couldn't answer that. I asked him about these trials that they've gone soft on for some of these Chinese spies that are posing as executives or professors in the country. He couldn't answer that. I asked him who wrote the memo that came out under his signature. He would not answer that. And then he said, well, he based it off of the NSBA letter and news reports. He added news reports during the hearing. So Senator Cruz and I each asked him about that because he had responded to me with news reports. He couldn't articulate or define those. So I said, well, why don't you do this? Why don't you put it in writing and send it to us so we will know what news reports you were getting your information when you put together a memo that basically calls U.S. parents terrorists, domestic terrorists.
Right. You know, and it's interesting, the Department of Justice got that letter from the National School Board Association and in a matter of days formed a task force to potentially investigate upset parents. Yet you asked for written progress on the Durham investigation into the origins of the Russia probe. Have you gotten a response from the DOJ yet?
No, and I brought it up to him today because we wrote him in August. Think about this. It was 44 of my colleagues and me writing and saying, we want an update. Have you fully funded it? Are the results going to be made public? And what is the status? And he couldn't answer the question. He said, oh, that was a question about the budget. I said, no. This was the request for a status update and a specific request to make this public.
Right.
And he punted on that also.
Yeah, you know, so we had just showed here the Wall Street Journal editorial board going after Garland, criticizing him for refusing to rescind his, quote, misguided school board memo. You know, the association wrote the letter, is now apologizing, taking it back. The Attorney General refuses to reverse course on that. Is this all political?
Oh, of course. You know, what they have done is to politicize the Department of Justice. I've never seen anything like it. It has become very political, and the school board memo is one thing that shows you just how political it is. Another was his answer on the Durham investigation. Until we wrote in August, they had done nothing, and shortly thereafter, at least there was the indictment that came forward. But I asked him about Susan Hennessy, who is very anti the Durham investigation and very political and has made statements against Barr and Durham. And he said, well, he did not know her, he did not hire her. But then the takeaway on that was he turned around and said, oh, but Susan Hennessy has nothing to do with the Durham investigation, which shows he does know her, and he did hire her, and she is over at the National Security Division, where she was placed.
So I wanted to get your thoughts on this, Senator. Now, do you feel like the reason that Garland is being so political right now is because maybe Senator Mitch McConnell would not give him the nomination to the Supreme Court back in 2016? Is this revenge against Republicans?
I don't know if it is revenge or if it is just kowtowing to what the Biden administration wants. And if he couldn't be on the Supreme Court, he becomes the Attorney General. And basically, as we know, you've got Ron Klain and Barack Obama and Valerie Jarrett and Susan Rice, Jake Sullivan. They're calling all the shots there in the White House. So, you know, I think it's up for discussion as to whether this is revenge on his part or whether it is just he is such a weak leader. He is the figurehead, but he is not running the Department of Justice. Lisa Monaco was there in the room today. Maybe she has more of a hand than people had thought she had.
Right. Senator Marsha Blackburn, I appreciate it. This is a topic that's not going to go away from the great state of Tennessee. Thank you very much.
Thank you.